Kenobi's corner, Kenobi's corner, Kenobi's corner.
Super spoiler warning.
Well, welcome everybody listening, everybody tuning in for our very first minisode, I guess.
No, we've done minisodes before.
Well, okay, so we've done minisodes before, but never in this format. So
Nope.
It's just going strictly on the YouTube page, and we're doing it strictly because we want to talk about Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
So it's happened, we're in it. We've gone through everything besides the last episode, but by the time we record our actual episode that's going to be posted up this weekend, you know, we won't have watched the last episode of Game of Thrones. So we wanted to talk about it now before the last episode airs of season 7, and we're ready to go with it. So
yes.
Welcome everybody tuning in. Hopefully you catch this before the next episode comes out, and you can enjoy with us and talk with us and revel with us about all the things that are happening and the things that we hope will happen on this last episode. And then we'll talk about a full on wrap up once the last episode airs with full spoilers and everything. So if you didn't want to tune into that, if you haven't watched it, whatever the case may be, hopefully this will hold you over and tide you over until then.
So
yes, we're talking about episodes 1 through 6 of season 7. Quick recap on some of this stuff, and then we'll kind of talk about our predictions and things that we hope will happen. One of the things before we get started fully on stuff, I'm Jonathan. This is Eric.
Yo!
Just to let everybody know, just in case. Maybe this is the first time you've ever tuned in an episode of Kenobi's Corner. So thanks for tuning in and dropping in with us, even for this little mini couple of minute spew of stuff that we're going to do.
So, man, this season has been nuts. It has been really quick.
Yeah.
And unlike all the other seasons of Game of Thrones, I feel like this one is all about the fans, I feel, because it is not drawing it out. Like, it is whatever The Walking Dead is doing now, it's doing the opposite of that.
Exactly the opposite. Like, every single complaint I've ever had about Walking Dead is like, oh, we're not going to do that. We're going to do this other thing instead.
Yeah, so. It's not like vast showings of, like, the atmosphere or, you know, just Great Plains. You know, they still have a couple of those scenes, but it's more like, hey, you need to run to the other side of this country right now, and you're going to make it. And not only that, you're going to send that raven, and that raven's going to come back, and we're going to get everything done, like, in 5 minutes.
Right now.
Right now.
And somebody said it, like, it's not even my original idea or anything like that, because I'm definitely plagiarizing and stealing other people's thoughts on this, but everybody's talked about it, like, teleporting.
Oh,
like,
for sure.
You got to be okay with teleporting on this season of Game of Thrones, because that's exactly what they're doing, and I'm 100% fine with that. Like, teleport everywhere, please get the story across to us.
Yes.
And dude, they're covering so much. It just feels like they're covering everything possible and everything under the sun to get to the stuff that we're going to see in season 8.
Yeah.
It makes me super excited. Every single one of these episodes feels like it doesn't have a whole lot of fluff.
No.
There might still be a little bit, and there's little points where there may be filling some gaps and stuff like that, but nothing where it's just, hey, whole episode or half an episode dedicated to, hey, just trying to move a piece of a plot forward, and then that's it. It's, man, so much has happened. Dude, what has been your favorite part of it? Like, just kind of thinking overall, everything, what has been your favorite thing of the season so far?
I think overall, I mean, definitely, like, it's been, it really has been the pace. And I know that that's been, like, one of the biggest criticisms, like we were talking about, like, was the pace. But because they have so much to cover, and this is so outside of the books of what's going on, and they left so many things kind of, like, by the wayside so far, I think they know, like, there's the finish line. It's right there. You know, it's going to happen. I think so far right now is just, as far as, like, character development and what's been going on, like, Daenerys' role right now, which is, she's not taking a backseat anymore. Like, she's had her dragon, she's had her forces, she's had them behind her every step of the way, but now it's the time of, like, hey, I gotta use them. Like, I'm tired of, like, not putting them in battle. Like, go do your thing. Like, go and fight.
Dude,
what about you, man?
Yeah, oh, dude, I think still, the dragon's going into battle. Like, overall, just that's been awesome. Like, we've been building to that thing from the beginning. You know, since she came out of the fire with going in with 3 eggs, coming out with 3 dragons. Yeah. You know, you knew stuff was going to start going down. Up until that point, I think they had even talked about how the battles of old and how there was dragons and, you know, how they would destroy stuff and you could win an entire war with just the dragons. And I've been waiting to see some dragon action, man.
Yeah.
Not that kind of action, Eric.
Dragon on dragon
Calm
action.
down. No. I knew where you were going to take that immediately as it came out of my mouth. But just to see the dragons going crazy, man, like the 2 times it happened, those are going to be the highlights for me. And damn it, I know it's taking them this long to do this, and I understand, and I'm grateful because they kept it out of the limelight for now, or up until now. But the budget for the show has gone exponentially through the roof.
Oh yeah.
You know, like it's. I mean, I think per episode, this season has been the budget of what it was the entire first season.
Whoa.
You know, so dude, that's saying a lot.
No,
that's
for
saying
sure.
a ton. So I'm really excited that it's actually happened and come full circle. And now that they can spend all this money, they can give us every single piece of amazing dragon footage, and I'm gonna love every second of it, man. Like it's happening. It's here. It's done. So, dude, it's been awesome for that, dude.
Yeah, dude. Well, then let's. What we wanted to do really in this minisode is just kind of cover really quickly, like what we feel like was like the best parts, and like you said, like what do we have to look forward to coming up. So, you know, in the last episode was like huge. Not only in scope, but actually what happened. You know, I felt like there were so many times like it was just gonna go down, like it was end of the episode that was done, game over. But then like the episode kept going, so it was really exciting. But the fall of one of Daenerys' children. What was the dragon's name?
It's
the one she named after her brother.
Okay, so the one that
The
died,
one that died,
right?
Yeah.
And now that we're talking about all this, we probably should have put a spoiler warning. I'm going to put it in the description.
Okay. Hold on. Super spoiler warning.
Right now.
I said that without anything before and or after, so you can cut that out and put it at the beginning.
Awesome. We're going to put it in there twice, so just leave it in there.
Okay.
Visceron.
Visceron.
It's Visceron.
Yes. So Visceron was taken down terribly, by the javelinist, White Walker King, the Ice King, and damn it, man, he went down so hard, blood shooting out everywhere, and it was so like heartbreaking to see him go down. Yeah, it was. But then at the end of the episode, see him being rejuvenated. Yeah, you know, being brought back and as one of the Walker's own. So I don't know, man. I think it really will be a battle of fire and ice, like a fire dragon versus an ice dragon. Dude.
And people have predicted that. Like we're definitely not the first people to come up with that idea. We're definitely won't be the last people to come up with that idea, even if somebody hasn't heard anything else about it before. But everybody's been saying fire dragon, ice dragon, like battling it out at the end. And I mean, it might happen, you know? So at this point, it looks like we're not going to get the 3 dragon riders that we had hoped for. So
they definitely took out, like, because I thought it was going to be Daenerys, Jon, and Tyrion.
Yes.
Maybe.
Yeah, everybody I think was kind of going for that.
Yeah, so it really was shaping up that way. But what if they take Jon out? What if Jon gets killed finally? You know, because that guy
it's not going to happen, man.
Fucking 9 lives,
infinite lives,
infinite lives.
I feel like he did the Kenobi code at the beginning of the show, and so now he's got the 40 extra lives that you can just like use sparingly throughout the thing.
You know, what if they go the other?
That's why he's going to win.
What if they go the other route and you know the Hound? He's been. You know, what if it's the Hound and Dany at the end riding on those dragons?
God, no, please, God, no.
I really hope they don't, because people have been talking about the amount of cheese in this season as well, and how it really has been fans and kind of really strayed away from the books. Well, because the books aren't at this point at this time. But like, I really don't want them to be like about to go into battle and they show both of them like side by side, and Jon's like, let's do this one more time, and then like they all go into battle, you know, all rush in, because he's rushed into almost every major battle and been saved. Yeah, you know, once he's been, you know, consumed by some, you know, grace of God, you know, has come in, either, you know, Sansa and her team, or
that's very true, man. Like, so at the Battle of the Bastards, he was just about dead. Here, he was just about dead.
And then the one time that he didn't make it, when he was surrounded by the Night's Watch and killed, they brought him back to life. Yeah. So, like, What's next,
dude?
What are they gonna do?
It's gonna happen somehow.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't care. Really, whatever.
What do you think, John? What do you think is gonna be this last episode of the season?
Okay, so the title's already been posted.
Yeah.
The Dragon and the Wolf.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what else? You saw how they were holding hands at the end of this last episode?
Well, I mean, I think it is definitely going to be a continuation on from what she said was like, yes, I will back you. It'll be me and you versus the Night King, and we will take him down.
Yeah.
Pretty much. And I don't know if they're going to go back. What if they go back and try to kill the Night King? Or are they going to fulfill their original goal, which was to take that guy to take that White Walker to King's Landing? I mean, who knows?
Yeah, dude. I mean, because they're taking already the animated corpse, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, so they're already taking that back. But I think now you're gonna have two advocates, like for like true advocates, because it's taking that much for them to be like, okay, cool, like these are actual threats, and we need to stop it. Because up until that point, I don't think Danny had really bought into, like, you know, them being an actual threat. Like, I think she listened to John just because it was John, and she's kind of, it looks like kind of falling for him, trying to make an alliance, you know, trying to find a way to make things work. But I think now she's truly sold on the idea, like, hey, that the battle north is what needs to be paid attention to. Like, we need to stop screwing around with everything else. Like, we need to put a stop to that right now. So I think that's going to just make two advocates. Man, I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know. We saw from the preview, right, that they're going to be speaking with Cersei. So I don't know if it's a point it's going to come to a head where they're just going to like kill one of them at the end of this thing. Like, I have no idea. I don't know if they're going to try to wrap up this storyline before they get into the stuff for next season, or if they're going to do something else.
Yeah. I mean, because that's a huge point. But we have the other players like Littlefinger. Man, I hope somebody kills him before.
If he's not dead by the end of episode 7, like, I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna literally lose it, man. Like that. Oh my god, I can't take that guy anymore. Like, I'm so done with him.
Just his smug look all the time. Like, how do you look at yourself in the mirror with that smug ass face?
No.
Like,
Well, I'm not gonna say it that way because I mean the actor's doing a very good job of making you hate him.
Oh, for sure.
But,
he's doing a good job of that.
Like, dude, yeah, it's just like, oh my god, like I cannot believe this guy once again. And people that are buying into it, like, dude, wise up, people. Like, don't walk right into his trap. Who knows? It might come like the last episode that they know exactly what he's trying to plan and what he's trying to plot, and then they're just gonna kick his ass like all the way through the last episode. But it doesn't seem like that's the way it's going. So
yeah,
we'll see what happens. I have no idea,
dude.
Dude.
Oh, okay.
Whatever, you know, like that guy just needs to get the hell out of Dodge.
Yeah.
What else, man? What else?
So
okay.
Arya and Sansa, their fight going on.
Yes.
Is Arya, like, I don't think Arya's gonna kill Sansa. I don't think that's gonna happen. I think she's just scaring the shit out of her just to make her understand like what her true strengths are now. But I think Sansa's doing something stupid and she's freaking out. So that's why she sent Brienne off to go to King's Landing, because she thought like she would get protection or something from her, like or like against her or something. So I don't know, but Sansa's being stupid right now.
Yeah.
So
no, she definitely is. Like, Sansa's being stupid. Man, I don't know. I think they need to work stuff out. They need to like talk stuff out. That needs to wrap up. I think something will happen in the last episode to kind of wrap up their little story. I really, and maybe it's just hope, but I think, you know, Sansa, Arya, and Littlefinger's like story will wrap up somehow, just because they've done so much, and I just can't see a whole lot of room in season 8 to kind of wrap things up with them. Maybe there will be. Maybe they'll leave it. Maybe they're not going to tie up any loose ends at the end of the season until the next season comes along. It just seems that there's a little bit too much to kind of keep going on that end, because I mean, as far as the people traveling with Daenerys and Jon right now, you have Baratheon, the last Baratheon, the bastard, I don't remember, Genji? What's his name? Holding the Warhammer right now? Gendry.
Oh, Gendry. Yeah.
I was close.
Yeah. It was really close. I was like, who are you talking about, dude?
But Gendry, like, I mean, so that's another one that they're going to have to, like, get into a storyline. I mean, otherwise, they're not going to bring him back. There's a couple of wild cards out there still. So Ghost is still out there in the wilderness missing. And who knows, they might just leave him out there wandering around because they haven't touched on him at all. Like, I think he's the last direwolf, really, right? That's part of the clan.
Well, the last one that they really haven't had come back in a while. So
yeah, I mean, because all the other ones we know are either dead or we kind of like with Arya's like Direwolf, we know kind of that wrapped up and it's now on free.
It's not her way.
Yes, exactly. So Ghost is maybe the last one out there. One of the other wild cards, man, and I don't know if they're going to touch on it at all. And it was just kind of like a fun thing for them to do at the end of last episode, quote unquote fun, is the I don't know if she was like a nun kind of thing, but for the one for the seven, the one that Cersei has locked up in the basement that was being watched by the mountain. So like what happened? Is she just gone? They haven't touched on her the whole season. Yeah. So maybe it's like a wild card that they're going to bring in and just like throw into the mix, like all of a sudden in this last episode, or maybe they'll wait till next season. But I mean, how is that story going to wrap up?
Is it going to wrap up?
Or is it already wrapped up and they just kind of left it out and that's it? So I don't know. That was one that I thought like maybe they could throw in something kind of crazy with that or kind of going along with that. I mean, you have the sand serpent, right? The sand serpents, the Oberyn's chick, and I don't know if it wasn't his daughter. Was it his daughter?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, well, they're pretty much dead. Like,
I mean, you'd expect that, but, I mean, they haven't shown in there, gone back to see.
And they could have developed, like, an immunity to that poison or whatever. So
who knows, man?
Who knows? I mean, they're just not down, But they have the mountain watching them nonstop. So, man, there's so many open ends. I mean, and to only be covered in the short time. I think it's going to be an extended episode, too, maybe an hour and a half.
Ah, dude.
But still, that's really not even close to enough time to, satisfy.
Yeah. So much stuff going on. The ratings on the show have been kind of insane too, man. Like 10 million viewers an episode, just about every single episode, and it's stayed steady, man. Like I don't know if I've ever seen a show kind of do that before. I mean, maybe the first season of Walking Dead where it stayed kind of steady, like, or the first couple of seasons, but I mean, this is toward the end of it where most shows kind of drop off and things start falling off to the wayside. Like this has just kept going strong, dude. And building, it seems like. I know so many people that have started watching the show ever since or like to catch up with this season and started to watch the season now. So man,
dude, so we have a lot, like we said, we're not going to be able to see the episode before we post our next episode, but maybe we'll do another minisode next week, or do you want to do like a kind of like a wrap up?
No, we'll do a wrap up
the following episode.
Yeah, following episode, whenever that is. Not this Sunday coming up, but the Sunday after that. We'll wrap up, talk all spoilers again, and kind of what we think of the whole season, and maybe predictions for the next season for what happens. But I mean, until then, if you have any predictions for episode 7, like if you want to talk about it at all, if there's any little thing, please feel free to tweet at us, post it on Facebook, comment on our SoundCloud stuff. I know this won't be on SoundCloud, but still feel free to go in there and any one of the episodes, like drop a comment, and we can go in there and find it and reach back out to you guys. But we love talking about this stuff. So maybe you're one of those few people that doesn't have anybody to talk about this with. So you could feel free to talk about it with us. That was the whole purpose of starting this thing, because we wanted to be able to talk about this 24/7, 365. So we don't get tired of it.
Yeah. Oh, Mazzy Williams, she said that this season will end on a huge cliffhanger. So I am not looking forward to that. Whatever it is. It
doesn't matter what it is. It's over and done with. So super looking forward to this next episode coming up. So we hope everybody else is too. And I mean, until then, like I said, hit us up. Kenobi's Corner just about on every platform you can think of, except Instagram, because we don't really post a whole lot of pictures. So Facebook, photogenic. Twitter, SoundCloud is mentioned, and of course YouTube. So hit us up.
Yeah, thanks. Until then, enjoy yourselves and each other.